All right, coming up on Ann Arbor tonight, we have Barb from the Ark in the house. Yeah. All right, yeah, give it up for the Ark. Yeah, they're great. And our wonderful writer, Mark Sweetman, joins us for his comic delight as well. Yeah, exactly. No, great show for you guys. Great show for you guys. You know, it's very interesting. This was sad to see, but the wife of the American Pie singer, Don McLean, has asked for an order of protection, and McLean's lawyer denied all the charges and said he wants the courtroom to be adjourned, and of course, no verdict was returned. A new study came out that said introducing peanuts into a toddler's diet may help prevent peanut allergies, right? And some doctors, however, are still skeptical because the study was sponsored by the maker of EpiPens. Yeah. Those guys are pricks. Tell you, if I have to say that joke one more time, guys, I'm going to crack, really. All right. You know, breaking news in Ann Arbor, high winds knocked out power to much of Ann Arbor last night, and the effect could be seen all over the bars as they were lit only by candlelight and not by phone because screens were not available because they weren't able to charge their phones. Interesting news from around the country. A great-grandmother was assaulted in the bread aisle at a Walmart in Atlanta, Georgia. You know, and this just goes to show how anyone can be the victim of a crime when they least expect it. No, thank you so much, guys. We have a great show coming up for you today on Ann Arbor Tonight, so please stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ann Arbor Tonight. Thank you so much. Yes, we got a great show for you today, a wonderful show. But you know, it's interesting. We're getting some more drunk dials here, and as a matter of fact, they're getting quite entertaining. So how about I play some for you? Here we go.
Hey, Mr. Damon, this is Joe. I'm a long-time caller, first-time listener. Listen, man, I went and saw your latest movie, and I took this girl. Hey, Mr. Damon, this is Joe. I'm a long-time caller, first-time listener. Listen, man, I went and saw your latest movie. And I took this girl that I met on this site for people who like cats called Personals, and we saw your movie, and it was terrible, man. It was no good. And I'm calling because this girl, she ate a lot of food. She had like 2 buckets of popcorn and a soda and like a whole box of jujubes, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend." And I'm like, "Well, then how come your boyfriend didn't take you to see the new movie?" So anyway, I'm calling because I just feel like you owe me a refund because the movie was terrible and my date was terrible, and I know you have money and I don't want to get all litigious, but I don't want to sue you, but I'll call 1-800-SAM if I have to, because I think you owe me like $50 for this. So just if you want to send me a check, my name's Joe. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, say hello to Ben Flicklaugh, whatever, because he was like really good in Batman. I thought you two were friends. How come you're not Robin? Okay, that's it. All right, bye. Hey, Mr. Damon, this is Joe calling back again. I just realized, you're in entertainment, so I want you to like talk to people you know about getting Kiss into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because I think they should be in there. Because you think about it, their lyrics are poetry. You know, I want to rock and roll all night to shout it out loud, pull my love gun stuff. It's all good. I mean, Bob Dylan's in the Hall of Fame, you know, and what's he got? Like blowing in the wind? Well, that's what wind does. It blows stuff. That's not that. Who cares? So anyway, yeah. Please also just have Kiss get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay, that's it. Good night. Hey, Mr. Damon, this is Joe again. I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I figure I got you on the phone. I get all these ideas. I just want to talk to you about, like, I've been playing, like, fantasy sports, like fantasy football and FanDuel and basketball. And I just want to ask you something. Like, again, you know people in show business. What is the deal with Steph Curry? Like, he can hit three-pointers, you know, like, when the game is, like, out of hand, when they're up by, like, 40 points. But then when I need him to do something so that I can win, you know, like my $7, he misses. So I'm not happy about that either. I mean, you know, I just think that's ridiculous too. So if you can like also talk to like Steph Curry about, you know, shooting better, because that would help me out, because like, I don't, you know, my wife is so upset that I do this stuff. Like, she got the credit card statement, and it said FD $1,000. And she's like, what is this? And I had to lie. I had to go, oh, the fire department called, and they wanted a donation for, like, they wanted a new Dalmatian dog. So, yeah. But, you know, I told her we got a spot named after us on the dog. So, all right, that's it. I think my Uber's here. I have to go. Bye.
Okay. Joe, if you're watching, first of all, thank you for the sort of compliments, but I am not friends with Ben Affleck. That is Matt Damon. I am Zach Damon. Okay? So different there. Number two, Kiss is already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So don't worry, they're there, and they will be rocking and rolling for a long time. And thirdly, I do not know Steph Curry, and I'm sorry that he's not making you your $7, but I assure you that if you practice, you yourself could hit those shots and probably do something a little more productive. But thank you, Joe, for calling. We appreciate your fandom of the show. And even though, again, I am Zach Damon, we hope that you can keep watching. Thank you so much for watching. And folks, sorry about that, but thank you for your loyal calls. And please, just know that we got a great show for you today. And we're going to have our first interview guest, Barb of the Ark, so please stay tuned.
Hi, this is Tanya Luce.
Hi, this is Andrew Hemingway.
Matthew Altruda from
The Scene, Arts and Entertainment, Ann Arbor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ann Arbor Tonight. Well, folks, I'd like to introduce our first interview guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Ann Arbor Tonight welcome for Barb of the Ark. Yes, wonderful. Barb, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me on Ann Arbor Tonight.
Absolutely.
This is wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
Man, I mean, the Ark, it's just such a wonderful Ann Arbor institution for music. And you know, one of the things that I'd like to ask you, because I'm interested, I mean, the Ark is nationally known for acoustic and folk music and has been in existence for a long time, 1965. But when did you first become involved with the Ark?
Oh, well, that's a long story. How
Oh,
much time do you have?
Not that long, but yeah.
Well, I came to U of M in the 80s to go to college,
Sure.
and so started going to shows at the Arc, and
Sure.
we were at our second location at that point, farther down Main Street. And then when I moved back to Ann Arbor in 1999, I started volunteering at the Arc while I was working full-time at the university, and then I
Wow.
started managing at night, and I just kept being more involved,
Sure.
and I became the marketing director at the Arc in 2005.
Wow.
So
My
it's
goodness.
been a long tenure,
Sure.
and
Well,
could go
and
forever.
I mean, I think it is so awesome because you really just talked about an amazing journey. I mean, you worked your way up to becoming a great fixture in the Arc and in their culture and serving as the marketing director, and that is amazing. I mean, it just shows how invested people can get and how much people, can love a venue and really invest themselves in it. And I think that's very neat
Yeah.
that you did that. It's probably been a great journey.
It really has, and we've got a lot of folks that have been involved with the Arc for a long time.
Sure.
They've been volunteers for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
or it's pretty amazing how people are really invested with the organization.
Oh, definitely. And, you said a lot of folks. And speaking of a lot of folks, you have a lot of big-name folks and big-name acts that sort of have graced the stage of the Arc over the years, including such musical acts as Arlo Guthrie, the Abbott Brothers, Patty Griffin, Richard Thompson, Bella Fleck, Jeff Daniels, and one of my favorite, Mr. Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
And so, who is one of your favorite artists that you have seen at the venue? I mean, you've been there for a long time, so
yeah.
it has to be a tough question.
That is a
but-
very hard question. I think for me, as exciting as it is to see those big names,
Sure.
like you've mentioned, what's really exciting for me working with the Arc is getting to discover new music.
Sure.
And that's one of the great things that we're able to do is present artists that maybe people don't already know.
Yeah.
So I am a big fan of harmony singing and really amazing instrumentalists. And so what I really love are bands like Darling Side has been a recent really popular band
Sure.
at the Arc who are just fabulous. Eddie from Ohio. Bands like that have a lot of give and take with the audience and a lot of great harmonies. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that I really am excited to go see along with all those big names. Patty Griffin's one of my favorites
Oh,
ever, but you already mentioned her.
Oh, no, totally. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Great stuff. I mean, it's interesting, too, because your mission statement, I think, really is something unique and really something that just, to me, is just awesome and really has a great backbone. And I'd like to read it. It says, the Arc is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the enrichment of the human spirit through the presentation, preservation, and encouragement of folk roots, and ethnic music and related to the arts. And the Arc provides a safe and welcoming atmosphere for all people to listen and to learn about and share music. And, I think that is just an amazing mission statement. But in your own words, I mean, why is this mission statement important to you?
Well, it's really vital because we're a nonprofit organization and we are mission driven. And because we are booking shows to our mission, we're talking about artists that are related to that mission. We're not booking someone just because they're commercially
Sure.
successful. It
Right.
might not be someone you've already heard on the radio and already know.
Sure.
Might not be someone that's going to draw a big audience, but
Yeah.
we still present them because it's music that deserves to be heard.
Yeah.
And I think that the most important part of that mission statement is that enrichment of the human spirit piece, and that is really what we're trying to do. Music is how we do that. As you've said, the Arc's been around for a long time, and when it started out, there were other kinds of activities that were part of the programming, but music became the center of that because it is the thing that really people find really does enrich their lives
Sure.
and makes a difference to them. So we're able to provide this space where not only can an artist that maybe hasn't been known in this region build an audience and become, kind of a fixture for us, but also then the audience is getting to discover something new that's meaningful to them
Of course.
and makes a difference to their lives.
Yeah, and sort of, gets to attend a very intimate, concert that's direct to them and really probably just has a unique feel, is never
Right.
the same every time you go to the Arc.
Right, it's true, and the audience is different every time, and we present over 300 shows a year.
Yeah,
Almost
wow.
every night of the year we've got something different,
Sure.
and we program in a pretty wide range of genres that you can kind of call folk and roots, but that's very broad. And so any given night, you're going to have an artist that is doing something a little different and might appeal to a different audience.
Yeah.
And so every night you're going to see different people and have a different experience. But it's always a 400-seat listening room, but feels much more intimate than that to me. So you do walk away feeling like you've had this experience, you've had a give and take with the artist on stage, and it's a special place to see music.
Oh man, and I think that's great. I mean, being a resident of the city, I feel very, very privileged to have such a wonderful performance institution here in Ann Arbor. And you know, in your earlier response too, you talked about sort of a special beat or a special feeling, you know, within the Arc. But I think the city itself has a special feeling. And I think the Arc itself, you know, caters to that and sort of beats the same rhythm of Ann Arbor. And, and it's great. It's wonderful. The Arc has a great event in the city called the Ann Arbor Folk Festival, your annual fundraiser.
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about that? What is it, and why is it important?
Yeah, well, the Ann Arbor Folk Festival, we just completed our 40th Ann Arbor Folk Festival.
Oh, really? Wow, 40
yeah,
years.
it came about as a way, because the Arc is a nonprofit.
Right.
Not always do you meet your budgetary goals every year, and so back in the 70s, they were dealing with a pretty significant deficit in meeting the budget, and so they came up with the idea of doing this bigger fundraiser, taking it outside of the Arc into a bigger venue where we can get lots more people in, and doing it as a fundraiser. And so after the first year, everybody, you know, it was really successful, people enjoyed it, and so it just became an annual event. And it is our number one fundraiser of the year. So we take it out of the Arc, we go to Hill Auditorium.
Oh, wow, okay.
So 3,500 seats instead of 400 seats.
Yeah, a bit different.
And 2 nights. And so we book a couple of big name, big draw kind of artists, and then underbill, if you will, of smaller artists, the kind of artists that you would see any given night at the Arc.
Wonderful.
So it's an opportunity for us to bring in new audience that maybe are coming to see that big headliner. They know the Avett Brothers and they want to come see that. And then they find out about all these other people on the bill. And then those smaller artists come back to the Arc in the spring for their own shows. So you can see like 3 or 4 songs from someone, say, oh my God, these guys are amazing, I want to see them again, and then you come back to the Arc.
Oh, nice.
And so it's drawing in new audience to the Arc that maybe wouldn't have known it before, and it's also building audience for these up and coming artists.
Wow, that's
it's an exciting event.
Oh yeah, and folks, you know, for you watching, if you get a chance and you're in the city during the time of the Ann Arbor Folk Festival, get a chance to go out, because it really is. I really believe it's one of the best events in the city, the Ann Arbor Folk Festival. So also, the Arc offers membership, helping to support the annual programming and operations. So really quick, can you touch on that? I mean, how can those watching and those within the city that aren't already members, how can they be?
Well, they can find out more about membership. There's lots of different membership levels that support the programming we do. So they can find out about that at our website, which is thearc.org. And you can also become a member when you come to a show. You can do that right at the bar and get a short-term or a longer-term membership, depending on what you'd like to support or what your budget level is.
Sure, wonderful. And lastly, for those visiting Ann Arbor for the first time, never been to the city, can you tell them why they should visit the Arc?
Oh, well, you know, we're right in the heart of downtown Ann Arbor. We're right on Main Street. So we're kind of right in the middle of everything. There's tons of restaurants right there. There's lots to do downtown. So it's a great opportunity to kind of see the nightlife of Ann Arbor. And also just experience something that's been really part of the heart and soul of what Ann Arbor is for so many years, and kind of put your finger on the pulse of the community, I think, a little bit.
There we go.
And great music.
There we go. I love it. Again, Barb, thank you so much for joining us on Ann Arbor Today. And again, folks, if you have the opportunity, please visit the Arc. Barb, thank you so much. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ann Arbor Tonight. Thank you so much. You know, I have the distinct pleasure of not only introducing one of our writers, but a very wonderful comedian. Please give a warm Ann Arbor Tonight welcome for the one and only Mark Sweetman, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, thank you. Thank you up there in the balcony. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, calm down. Hey, why don't we all get together? Let's get this big crowd. Get us all accumulated right in the front row like we're two people. Let's do that. That would be great. Wouldn't that be great? It's great to be back in Ann Arbor, or as I like to call it, the hometown of Midwestern militant feminism. It's the only town in America I feel like I have to check my testicles at the city limits. Yeah, ow is right. That is exactly right. Yeah. Oh, and I love coming to Ann Arbor, especially on M14. Oh, yeah. Hey, folks, M does not stand for Mach. It is not Mach 14 coming in. I drove 90 miles an hour. I passed no one. I got flipped off by a nun. That's how aggressive the driving is on M14. Yeah. Actually, they might as well take the speed limit sign down in Michigan anyway. People drive whatever they want, right? I think the speed limit in Michigan, they put that in the welcome to Michigan signs on the Ohio and Indiana border. Welcome to Michigan. Clean out your carburetor. Come on, let it run. Yeah. We got that. Take down the 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. Change the words to suggested speed. We think 70 is safe and reasonable, but if you got to get somewhere, go ahead. We're not really going to bother you. Yeah. Actually, the speed limit is whatever the police are driving. Have you noticed that before? If it's 70, a cop will pull down to like about 66, 67 miles an hour, and then we'll pass them. Here's my impression of every single one of us passing a police officer while driving the speed limit. See if you don't see yourself as I pass a police officer driving the legal speed limit. Oh, shoot. Well, now you got to pass. And then once you get by him, it's no better. He pulls in behind you. Oh, don't get behind me. Oh, don't make me drive past Tim Hortons. You know I'll do it. That's how we pass police officers. Yeah. I tell you what, I'm not a cop and I don't play one on TV, but if I were, I think I'd just really hold you people up. I'd do it for about 45 minutes, get a good quarter-mile back up behind me, right? Then get off at an exit ramp, signal my fellow officer 2 exits down. All right, I'm letting them go. They're pissed and they're picking up speed. Give my buddy a couple miles to set up some orange cones on the exit ramp. End of the month, quota time. Motorcycle cops. You never see a motorcycle cop in Michigan. Out in Los Angeles, I see them all the time. I'm from Detroit. I'm driving out in Los Angeles. Here's a guy on a two-wheeler trying to flag me down for a ticket. I'm from Detroit. My instincts are, hey, buddy, not today. Come back when you got some metal. There's a lot of things about Michigan driving I don't think translate very well. I was in South Carolina recently. I'm asking for directions, and the fellow says, all right, now you go down there a spell and you make a Michigan left. I said, what? He says, oh, I'm sorry, you're not from here. I go, no, I'm from Michigan. I want to hear what you guys call a Michigan left. He goes, well, we got these boulevards, and you got 2 lights for each way, and you can't make a left turn on either one of them. So what they do is they have you turn right, go down a spell till there's a break in the boulevard. You pull a U-ey, now you're doing a Michigan left. I go, oh, you got it, that's it. I go, do you do a Michigan merge here? He says, well, what's that? I said, well, that's when you got 5 lanes of traffic, 2 north, 2 south, and there's a middle one clearly marked, center lane for left turn only. And only means to most drivers you pull into that left turn lane and then you pull up as fast as you have to get into the merge into the traffic from the neighborhood. That's a Michigan merge. He says, well, don't bring that crap here. Carpool lanes. You never see a carpool lane in Michigan. No, every state has a carpool lane somewhere. Not Michigan. It won't happen in Michigan. You know why? Not because we can't get somebody else to drive with us for a carpool. The reason it won't work in Michigan is because the only thing keeping the packed lanes from the clear lane is a 14-inch wide line of white paint. You think white paint's going to keep a Michigan driver out? And we live in a state where people pass on the right if the shoulder's not too soft. You have something more substantial than white paint. Maybe some severe tire damage spikes or something like that. Yeah. You're going to add laughter, right? Okay. so, hey, I tell you what, if you got a Michigan plate on your car and you're south of the Ohio River and it starts to snow, look out because you become lane leader. Follow that guy, Otis. He knows what to do. Yeah, we know what to do all right, too, because we can drive faster than 5 miles an hour on a snow-covered road, right? We're doing everybody's checkerboard themselves out the interstate. No one will get in one lane and let us pass. They gotta just be all over the place. So we're forced to weave in and out doing the old slow car slalom. Shushing past all the cars. Yeah, I can hear them screaming at me, "Damn Yankee!" I didn't care. What are they going to do, catch me? I figure even if they tried to catch me, I'll just wait until they get right up behind me, step on the brakes 3 times real fast, watch them spin out in the rearview mirror. One couple tried to pass me on a bridge because, get this, the bridge looked clear. They saw the signs warning for black ice. They just thought it was a rap concert in town. So, hello. Hello. One guy's flagging me down. I'm pulling in, weaving in and out of traffic. He's waving frantically at me. I pull in behind him. He comes running up to the car in that half walk, half trot. Like got his legs apart, like he had, like maybe he had wet himself, and now it's not warm anymore. He knocks on the window. I roll down the window. He goes, "Are you from up north?" I said, "Yeah, but how can I help you?" He starts to whimper. Do you know how to drive one of them salt trucks? Yeah, really. I was helping the drivers in a parking lot out down in Georgia, the only exit in America without a chain motel. I had to stay at the state route Montague, like it's some fancy. No, it was an Indian couple that lived in the office in the middle, and there's 8 rooms on either side, with the only security being that hook that they have on the screen doors. There was your security. It was a town whose whole economy was stranded tourists. It's the kind of place where you check into it. You have to make sure there's no marijuana planted there because that they're going to get you for that. So I plan on sleeping in the next morning. That doesn't work because there's 16 rooms, 15 cars out schooling their tires in the parking lot. And I'm like the only guy from Michigan there, so I have to get up, get out of bed, go over, turn up the TV, so I can hear the thing. Have you ever been in that, like, it's early in the morning, have you ever been in one of those half-wake, half-dream states, where the noise outside of you is affecting your dream? Here I am, I'm trying to get some sleep. It's 15 guys trying to get their cars out of a snow-covered parking lot. In my dream, I'm at Orchestra Hall in Detroit during Flight of the Bumblebee's Cellist Revenge. I don't have to pay royalties on that one. They finally found out I'm from Michigan. Somebody knocked some snow off of the plate of my car. Ooh, they're knocking on my door every 15 minutes. Help us. Help us, please. We ain't got none of that winter clothing. Please come out and help us. I go down to the front desk and I ask the clerk, I go, "Hey, when do you plow the parking lot?" She goes, "Plow? We don't plow till spring." I said, "The parking lot, not the back 40. How do you move snow?" She goes, well, we let it melt." So I'm out there helping these guys push their cars out. I'm pushing, I'm pulling, I'm pushing, I'm pulling. I look down. This one guy, his tire's only going one direction. I said, "Hey, kid, rocket." What does that mean to you, right? Throw it in reverse, is it forward, reverse? No, I said rocket. He changes the radio station, right? Thank you. Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you. Led Zeppelin is so much easier to push to than Conway Twitty. Thank you very much. Way down inside. Reverse, woman. You need gun it loud. Hey, if you pay residuals on that one, make sure it's to the original artist, not Led Zeppelin. All right, thank you very much. I'm Mark Sweetman. Hey.
Yeah, Mark Sweetman, everybody. All right. Hey, Mark, come on over here, man. Come on over here. All right. Hey, great job. Great job. Oh, fist bump. I like it. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I like it. Man.
Oh, comfy seats this
Hey,
time.
aren't they? We're moving up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How the heck are you? You know, we haven't had you on the show since we talked about traffic court. Remember that?
Traffic court.
Traffic court.
You know what you're thinking of? You're thinking of the episode, the trial episode that we didn't air.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that was because I was the comic on that show.
Oh, okay.
Remember before we started actually doing it, we had
Oh.
a trial. We had a trial show.
That's right. Well, I thought. Oh, we didn't air that.
I have not been on the. I have not. I've been in the I've been in the seat. I've done the shtick.
Okay.
But this is the first time I've been on the show that airs.
Oh, well, there we go. Man, no. Well, welcome.
But I am responsible for those delights or bombs, depending on how you look at desk pieces. Some of those desk pieces that you've done.
Well, they're delightful bombs. is
They're
what they-
delightful bombs.
That's right.
right.
No,
they're,
no.
They're like a box of chocolates where everything are those stale nuts.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. We don't like stale nuts. No. They're- You know, but at least it's bringing us out of our shell. But Mark, I got to say that thank you so much. That was funny. So traffic. I mean, you just came back from New York. How was
Just
New
drove
York?
678 miles or whatever it is. It was
Jeez.
it was delightful. I got a ticket in Manhattan yesterday.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
What's that like, getting a
Yeah.
ticket in Manhattan?
The cop could not have been nicer.
What?
Could not
You're
have
kidding
been,
me.
Could not have been nicer. Just a great guy. Not sure it was worth $138, but I mean, he said, it's not a big deal. I don't even think I get points on the license. If it does, I'll argue it because I got a ticket for using a cell phone while driving.
Oh. Now,
Now,
Mark. you know-
now in Michigan, the law is you can't text
Right.
while driving. So I actually wrote on the ticket my infraction was left hand to left ear with listening device. That's actually what
Left
it said.
hand to left
That's
ear with
actually what it
listening
said.
device.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so I said, oh, you were all right with me speeding and driving with one hand and going in and out of all those other cars trying to get around this ambulance? And he said, it's New York. Yeah. Well,
Oh, I
so
was going to
it's-
say, like,
it was
as you were saying all those things, I thought he was going to write you more tickets.
No.
I was speeding and weaving in and out of traffic. No.
No, it took a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and of course, the cops, I think, in New York anyway, I think the cops do it because they enjoy the reaction from the other drivers as they're
Yeah.
going around you. Because it's not the cop they're yelling at.
Okay.
You know, once they pull around the cop, they're all upset because
Yeah.
you're holding everything up. But once they see it's somebody else with the cop, I become the,
That's
become
right.
the jerk. I become the victim of their scorn.
But
so.
you're also, but you're also the center of attention. Whenever I see someone pulled over, don't you guys do the same thing? You gawk. Everybody gawks. We're going by, who's that? Who's that?
Yeah,
You know,
so-
everybody does that.
Yeah. I've been in traffic court. Oh, this is an interesting story.
Oh, so you have been in traffic.
I have been in traffic
See?
court.
I knew there was a reason we
Within
talked
the
about
last, in fact, it's been within the last couple of weeks. I got rear-ended
it. Okay.
in town, and I won't mention the municipality. It wasn't Ann Arbor, but it was near here.
Okay.
And so I get a summons. I think it's just an accident. I reported to my insurance company. I get a summons. They're charging the guy with actual crimes for
Really?
hitting me. Well, come to find out, he didn't have a license.
Oh, well, that would do
He
it.
didn't have insurance, and he was an undocumented alien.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know any of this. I get the summons. I go to court. I don't know any of this
I mean,
stuff
that's
till we get
kind
there.
wow, man. Jeez. So,
So
no
we
license?
stand up there, and he right away needs an interpreter because even though he spoke English, it was very poor English, and I remember that from the night of the accident.
Did he speak Old English? 'Cause
He
that'd be
spoke.
hard.
He spoke getting by English
Oh.
because he said, "I'll give you $500. I don't have a license." You know?
Hey, that sounds pretty. I'd
So,
be like,
yeah.
wow, you speak very well.
very, very
You're
well.
speaking
Yeah.
my language.
Like he had said that before.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, I mean, clearly looking at my car, it was more than $500 worth of damage. So I said, I said,
okay.
I got to call. I need the insurance on this one.
Sure.
I can't cover this accident in $500. So we call, and he's kind of moping and pacing, and all of a sudden this guy pulls up, in a pickup truck, and he hops in, and I say, "Hey, what, you just going to leave the car here?" And he says, he says, I can't. I don't have a driver's license. I don't have insurance. So,
Ooh.
so anyway, we get to court. I didn't find out he was undocumented until we get to court, and the judge. I thought this was great because, I guess I'm not telling any secrets here. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump's immigration orders. So and so that's why I didn't want to name the municipality. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
No, I
because
just feel like his policies hit a wall at a certain point, you know?
Very punny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's no holes in that logic, though, really. It's, you know.
the judge, the prosecutor, and they called in a defense attorney and an interpreter, all kind of agreed, and all they needed was me to agree to it. And basically, the judge says, look, I'm going to give you an attorney. Here's your court-appointed attorney. Here's your interpreter. I need you to go work this out. And then she turned to me, she goes, you're going to get your $550. Because she asked me, did insurance pay for it? I said, it's all but $550 of my deductible. She goes, I'll get you your $550. So we all go. And so we go into this room, they go, all right, here's what we're going to try to work out a deal. And they asked me to step out for a second. So then they work out this deal. They bring me back in. And he says, we can't convict him of the things we should convict him of, because then INS will hear about it and they'll get this guy out of the country. So, but you have to agree to this. I said, are you telling me that if I go, am I getting my $550? Because I'm thinking of me first.
Right.
They said, yeah. And he said, all right. And he says, this guy peels out 11 $50 bills. You know,
What?
Yeah, exactly. He had the money ready to go, crisp, like he had them minted or something.
Wow.
And then they said, we're just gonna charge him with whatever we can charge him with that's not gonna get the INS's attention, so he won't be deported. I go, I'm all for it. Go ahead. We're going with that.
Man.
And so I can't say who or where it was, because the judge, the prosecuting attorney, all those people, I'm sure Trump's people will all, even if Trump's people didn't do it, there's a yahoos out at the bars or something like that. You hear about that guy?
Right.
In between all the drooling, and he say something like, let's go get him.
Well, no, I mean, I think, there's definitely, interesting situations in there. For a second, I thought you were going to say you had a jury and everybody was deliberating. And
Yeah, I could have made that up, but no, I didn't. I could have gone that
I mean,
direction.
it just kept going.
I've been called. I get called to jury duty a lot.
Oh, do
because
you?
I live in
Does it pay
a county
okay?
that
I've
where
never
there's a lot
done
of
it.
crime. It doesn't pay. It pays you $25,
Oh.
and you have to turn. If you work for somebody, supposedly you're supposed to turn it over to your employer, because a lot of employers pay for your jury duty, and so that pay that you get goes to them. But obviously, there's not too many people that make $25 a day, so the employer really doesn't make off that well with the thing.
Well, did you ever have like a weird excuse to get out of jury duty?
Yes.
Did you? Well, what was
Yes,
it? What was
yes.
it?
I was having a barium enema the next day,
Oh.
so I'd already started my prep for it. And so I brought in the magnesium citrate that I was drinking. And I said, do you have some place I could refrigerate this? The doctor says I have to drink this throughout the day. And they go, you're not sitting in a jury pool.
Oh, man, that's we're going down a dark hole
You
on
people
that
have
one,
not
Mark.
had barium enemas,
So-
because that was very funny.
Well,
if you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
no. Well, Mark, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for being on the show, and
And
are
bringing
you,
up enemas? Yeah, no problem. I'm there for you, man.
I have friends, but few enemas, so yeah. No, I want to thank my grandfather for that one.
We got to set aside some studio time for just a whole 3 hours of moan takes.
Yeah, no, definitely. But we're trying. That's important. No, but I want to thank you for being on the show. And
Hey.
any shows coming up near Ann Arbor, nearby?
Near Ann Arbor. I talked to Roger over at the showcase.
Oh, yeah, how's he doing?
He's, he had that surgery a few weeks ago.
Bummer.
And he was supposed to be out for 8 weeks. I think he's going to be out. I think he's going to be back sooner. Don't know.
Okay.
But he wants me to. He was talking about October, but we just haven't been able to get together on dates.
Sure.
I have to coordinate all that stuff,
Sure.
so that it coincides with everything, because I'm.
You're a busy man.
Well, in town, it's not like they're going. If I go out of town, it's not like Rogers is going to pay me to fly back in. So I
Right.
have to make sure that it's coordinated with other things. So.
Okay, well, Roger, from all of us at Ann Arbor Tonight, we wish you a speedy recovery. And keep up the great work at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. All right, thanks so much.
Hey.
Everybody, Mark Sweetman,
Thank you.
writer,
Thank
stand
you.
up, doing a great job. Thanks so much, Mark.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Got my teeth gritting, got my skin itching, got my
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ann Arbor Tonight. Yeah. All right. Woo. Yeah. Hey, please give a warm Ann Arbor Tonight welcome for the one and only Mike Vial, ladies and gentlemen.
Give me a minute. Give me another minute of your time before the time has passed us by. I'll still be thinking of the girl who had the greatest smile and shared it with the world. Brought it to a boy who didn't say a word. Tell me a story. Tell me another story of your childhood before the cards fell down. I'll still be searching. I'll still be searching for the perfect chords and melodies, and piece them one by one into a little song that comforts us with love. Find me an hour, find me another hour to this day. The game we'll play. Soon we'll be listening. Soon we'll be listening to the sound of a little beating heart, our little drum. Can you still hum that song your mother sung? Chasing your sister in the sun. When you were young. Chasing your sister in the sun. Give me a minute. Give me another minute of your time. Chasing your sister in the sun. Chasing your sister in the sun. Like our little drum.
All right.
Thank you. That's called Little Drum. I wrote that for my wife. The last song I wrote before I became a dad. I'm going to play you a love song next. This is called I Just Want to Be Your Last. Sugar goes well with coffee like the day mixes with night. Might be a little different than you, but we go together right. Treat me quite better than I've been treated before. I don't want to sound trite, I just know that I know for sure. All live with regrets, we shouldn't care about the past. I don't need to be your first love, I just wanna be your last. I just wanna be your last. You said you had to kiss a few frogs before your prince appeared. I've been waiting for you like the sun waits for clouds to clear. It's been raining what feels like years. And the whole time you were always near to me, but that's how it goes when all live with regrets. You shouldn't care about the past. I don't need to be your first love. I just wanna be your last. Your last. 'Cause when I finally found you, finally forgotten my past. My past. Which was the preface before you. So when I met you, I'd say at last. At last. Used to think that love at first sight was for fools. Hope that it's okay that I broke a few of your rules. We have all been hiding scars under our hearts. I've been told the healing ends after true love finally starts. When I first saw you, I first thought at last. At last. When I first saw you, I first thought we all live with regrets. We shouldn't care about the past. I don't need to be your first love. I just wanna be your last. Your last, your last. I just wanna be your last. Thank you so much. This is a song I wrote for a relative of mine named David Polecki. This song's called Burnin' Bright. Ain't life strange how time promises tomorrow? It were a thread of gold cut without sorrow. If there's only one star I see up in the sky, on a lonely night, I'll think of you, burning bright. At the edge of the church, stained glass story in the distance, shared some words of my search, the pain of your absence. If there's only one song I sing a closing hymn, candlelight, I'll think of you, burning bright, burning bright, burning bright. I think of you, burning bright. I carried you like you carried me times before. Measure of your days like a maze, my feet walking through the door. If there's only one myth I read, an epic line, a phoenix flies. I think of you, I think of you, I think of you, burning bright. Ain't life strange how time promises tomorrow?
Yeah. Come on over here, man. Have a seat with me.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much.
thanks so much for having me.
Come on over here, no problem. Have a seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mike Vial, everybody. Yeah. No, great job. Thanks so
Yeah,
much,
this
man.
has been fun. Thank you so much for having
Yeah,
me.
no, it's great. And, thank you so much. So, talk a little bit about the music. Where's the inspiration there?
Oh, geez. Well, the record that I just put out last fall is about life and death. It's inspired by two moments that my family and I faced. Specifically, the happy moment was my wife and I celebrated the birth of our first daughter 2 years ago, and she just turned 2. And
Oh,
then,
congratulations.
yeah, and it was a tough road, trying to become a parent for us. And coincidentally, 3 days after the record came out, I was walking to play at the Arc Theater in
Yeah,
Ann Arbor.
great theater.
Yeah, and I was crossing Huron Street, and a guy hit me with a car.
Wow.
And hence why I brought the guitar, because I was carrying my guitar in a gig bag, and if I had been carrying a hard shell case, I probably would still be not walking right now. I mean, the guitar like took the impact.
Yeah. So
yes.
it literally like saved your.
In a way, yeah, saved my body from the initial impact. I fell on the guitar. I didn't hit my head.
Yeah.
The EMTs were all guitar players on the scene. So like after they checked my back,
Yeah.
they carried me off and they checked my back and like, they're like, can we open the guitar case and see what it looks like? And I'm like freaking out.
Only in Ann Arbor, right? Yeah.
Exactly, only in Ann Arbor. And like, so like, I'm like, I've had this guitar since like, man, decades.
Yeah.
So I'm almost like frightened to see what it looks like. And sure enough, I mean, it's cracked like crazy, but it still plays well. And
I mean, she sounds great, man.
my guitar tech
Yeah.
put it back in order, and
Wow, what
I'm
a
walking
story.
again.
So then how old is your?
So 3 days after the record comes out, I get hit by the car, and then 3 days after that, my wife turns to me and says, "I'm pregnant." So,
Wow.
so my head is still spinning, like kind
Yeah.
of catching up with that fall. And Ginny's going to be a big sister in June, and
Oh my gosh.
the record's been a fun release. Now that I'm walking again, it can play on stage, and
Yeah.
I'll be back at the Arc in May. So
Cool. Yeah. Arc in May. Definitely, we'll have to
Yeah.
come to the Arc and check
Yeah.
out Mike Vial for sure.
yeah.
Wonderful.
There's my story.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, I mean, talk about it too. You have an interesting career path because you were a teacher and then you left that
Right.
to pursue the road that is a musician.
Right.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think music is a calling. I mean, teaching's a calling too, like many creative careers are, and working with other people. I was coming up to my 30th birthday at the time, and I just knew it was now or never. I wanted to have a little freedom and travel and write more. I had a couple records worth of material that I hadn't released yet, and
Sure.
it felt right. I was working with a producer named Dan Aiken. He did City and Color in Feist in Canada, and he had died of a heart attack suddenly during the month we were working on the project. And that gave me the inspiration to kind of think about that cliche that we only have one life to live, and we got to make it at that moment,
Yeah.
the choices that we walk. So yeah, I did leave teaching, and it's been 5 years plus full time. I played 1,000+ gigs.
Wow.
I've hit a deer I've opened up for Heroes. I've played to bars where like I'm not sure how it's going to go, and it's gone well. And
Yeah.
it's been an interesting career, and I'm just kind of happy to still be doing it, you know?
No, definitely, and we're happy to have you here. And again, congratulations on the new album. That is amazing. Congratulations on the Bun in the Oven and the new edition
Indeed.
coming to the family. And also, really quick, so you've played at the Arc, but where is your favorite place to play in the city?
Well, I've got two favorite spots because it depends on what mood you're in.
Sure.
If you really want to get boisterous and you want to have a few good Michigan-made beers,
There we go.
It's Blue Tractor Brewery's Mash Bar in
Oh,
the
Blue
basement.
Tractor, yeah.
I've been playing there once a month since I moved to Ann Arbor, and it's like my residency gig. I love playing there, and you know. But the Arc is my favorite,
Yeah.
no doubt.
So much history there.
Indeed.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again so much, Mike, for coming on.
This has
and
been great.
We'd love to have you back sometime.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
so
me.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, everybody. And I want to thank, first of all, I want to dedicate this wonderful show to Gibson H. Chalice, new addition to the Ann Arbor Tonight posse. There you go, Gibson. Thank you so much. I want to thank Mark Sweetman tonight. I want to thank, again, our musical guest, Mike Vial. I want to thank Dave, Alicia, and Leo for putting up with me tonight. And, of course, I want to thank the fabulous Jimmy Johns for all the wonderful food. That's our show, and please tune in to Ann Arbor Tonight next time. Thank you so much. Yeah.